it is time for your favorite show on your number one talk radio station. This is the start of the midday show. It's a Friday. You're tuned in and locked on to Lagos Talks 91.3. Right now, we're about to kick off with something very interesting. Now, this show is one that entails us, speaking about all of the issues that surround our society. We're going to be taking a good look at these issues, of course, through the eyes of the people. And that is why this show has been made for you. It is interesting. It is vibrant. It's everything you need to listen to. It is the people's perspective. Now, I'm here with the big bird, the eagle himself, Seun, Kuti.
Hello, everybody.
How are you?
What's popping?
How was the landing?
Yeah, man, the landing was smooth.
Or soft?
It was smooth. There's no soft landing in Lagos. And we just look for smooth. There's no soft. We are okay with smooth. Smooth landing.
All right.
Yes. I didn't ruffle any of my feathers.
They're still there.
Yeah.
Intact. All right. And my name is Paula Chine. Now, we're going to kick off with one interesting story. We know that right now, Seun, this present administration is about leaving office and handing over to the incoming one. Now, in more recent times, we've been hearing a lot of statements and seeing a lot, but let's keep it as statements, because that's a way to determine the scorecards in the end. Now, a few days away from May 29th, I have a story here by the Minister of Labor and Employment, Dr. Chris Ngige. Now, he made a particular statement while he received an award for his service. Now, in the statement, he said, as regards the economic hardship in Nigeria, that Nigerians will not die. They would adjust to survive. Now, he made this statement while he received an award for, in quotes, Excellence in Public Service Award. And this was courtesy of Business Day. So what he was trying to say is that the rest of the world is going through this economic hardship. It's not exclusive to Nigeria. And he listed two reasons why. First, he said there was the lockdown, that the lockdown was the reason Nigeria never fully recovered economically. And secondly, he mentioned that the ongoing tension between Ukraine and Russia also contributed to Nigeria's economic hardship. But I want to know, Seun, what are your thoughts about the statement? The Nigerians will not die, they will survive. They would adjust in order to survive.
I think going by past precedents, I guess he's making the point based on our history as the professionals and working people and poor people of Nigeria. Okay. That no matter what atrocities committed against us, that we just keep going as if it didn't happen. I think many people think that's some kind of compliment. Like, even when I watch the news, when they patronize us on CNN and BBC, Nigerians are the most resilient people in the world and things like that. We too, we are happy and we are proud of this title that they are giving us, But for me, all I hear is that, now we like to suffer past. That's all I hear, I think, when administration or elites that don't care, they run the administrations anyway. When they don't care, it's really interesting that they meet a citizenry also that do not care about themselves. So you can have a minister for labor that had not created any employment, lifted nobody out of poverty in 8 years that they ran this, I remember all the promises that they were making. We'll leave 15 million Nigerians out of poverty, $1 to £1. We'll reduce petrol from 160 to 65. In fact, I've even read yesterday that Dangote's refinery should start this month. New date. Hallelujah. Let's wait again. Since 2018, they've been giving us 2018, 2020. Now we're in 2023. They say it should start this month. But now this is the catch. They're going to sell petrol to him, crude oil to him in Naira. But they're still going to sell to him as world prices, meaning that he too is going to sell to us as world prices. Anyway, I just hope that brings some kind of reduction in this petrol. Because this one, I'm hearing world prices, global prices. What has that got to do with us in Nigeria? Are we earning the global the recommended global living wage that the world and this International Labour Congress, what do they call themselves, has said everybody should earn. No, well, we are still being tied to global prices for petrol. I don't know. So I think in terms of this administration, we as the people are the ones that really allowed them to get away with this kind of insults. I have to say, Nigerians will continue, we will not die no matter what. We are dying. That's the ridiculous aspect of it.
True.
It's like people are saying, we don't want to change this system. Socialism will bring socialism will curtail our freedoms. And I look around and I'm wondering, which freedom are these people talking about? Is it just the freedom to misbehave that they like? Because I don't really see any other freedom being exercised except the freedom to self-destruct. We are allowed to self-destruct. Yes, drink all you want, be rude all you want, misbehave, do anyhow. Yes, all this is allowed. But what about the right to good education, healthcare, affordable housing, and all these kind of things? It don't exist. When people are talking about, we are afraid that we will suffer. I'm like, are we in some kind of twilight zone? We are suffering, And that's how the minister took and say, Nigerians will not die, even though we are dying right now in record numbers. The life expectancy of Nigerians have dropped in the last 5 years. So young people are dying left, right, and center. I can't even count how many people in my age group that are my peers that we've buried this year, and we are still in May. So, except maybe they are not going through the same thing, which is true. They are insulated. If not be say that boy for London now, go talk for police station, so they won't collect his kidney. Who would know?
Now,
if you remember when they were
sure.
Paula, to cut it short, but remember when we were talking about this whole ritual killing? I said it here on air that this ritual killing is story. These people are organ harvesting. It's organ harvesting going on in this country, at an alarming rate. That nobody's investigating. Every time it happens, they just chalk it up. It's ritual killing. I mean, I don't understand how we are still thinking like this, that one person has somebody locked up in one room, calling the person's name, and the person's name head is regurgitating money. All these fallacies that they've put in our head in the tone of colonialism, because people don't understand the kind of hardship our parents were under during colonialism. This belief in all these wide ideas all came to Africa in that period when we were so desperate. The only escape we had was magical, basically, because we were not really very Christian, too much. There were not a lot of Christians around. So everybody became so magical, trying to escape the situation, just the way we are so magical today in churches. Stand there, healing the sick, telling them to run at once, opening the eye of the blind, instead of just creating church hospitals that would give them wheelchair, schools for the blind that will help them read, and create facilities in the country that assist disabled people. I mean, go to the UK, for example. Blind people live as if they can see, because everywhere is marked for them. They are put into the consideration of the development, But we don't have those things here, so we are all believing in this magical escape. Everybody's going to church every Sunday thinking that some kind of miracle will erase the poverty from their lives and all these kind of things, So it's the magical thinking, and it's obvious that it is also prevalent in high places.
All right. Now, I like the fact that you mentioned the United Kingdom and organ harvesting. Now, we know that there is a former Deputy Senate President, Ike Ekweremadu, has been sentenced to 10 years. Perhaps, do you think that...
Not enough, Sha, but go on.
I was going to ask, do you think it's too much, considering the fact that he said the boy knew why he was going there? There are also talks that the boy lied his age was 15 as opposed to 21. And then, all of these stories.
So we should find a way to blame the victim.
No. The
it's
point
like
is,
saying a girl that was raped. Why was she doing in the boys' room? Why did she go to the boys' house?
The reason I'm saying, the House of Representatives, they thought to beg for him, saying that was such a... It was a
They are all
heavy
irresponsible
sentence.
there. Because they know that all of them are possibly guilty of the same thing. You understand? So many Nigerians are locked up in jail all over the world for different crimes. Some of them are even innocent of the crimes that they are locked up for, especially in those Middle Eastern countries and Asian countries. In Dubai, many innocent Nigerians are in prison as we speak. In the UK, in America, these people in this Senate and House of Assembly have never investigated, never written a letter to save any of them or made any public show of caring. Then suddenly, one of them is jammed up by his own doing.
You know, they said he was a patriotic person who had served the nation.
Served which nation? In what capacity? Let's go to his constituents. This man has been in the Senate since 1999. Let's go to the constituents he represents. How many of them they have written letter on his behalf? How many of Ekeremadu's constituents have written letter on his behalf? You know, I want to know if they have, you know. I'll be really interested in seeing how many people in his constituency have risen up to protest or march in his, to say, let's free our brother, free this great man that has served us for 20 years. People serve themselves. Serve themselves. Did you hear his daughter on BBC, very entitled, remorseless? You know? I don't understand. Anybody and everybody that has called for this man's release or whatever are irresponsible. And they are borderline wicked. You understand? Because these are the people that are ruining this country. They are making sure that people do things and get away with it. No matter what it is. I can understand if it's something that doesn't involve, okay, listen. They say when dog, and the teeth with dog take the bite in Peking, they take they play with him Peking. Or is it the other way around? The teeth with dog take they play with him Peking, they take they bite the Peking itself. I can understand if you want to be lenient when people make mistakes. Nobody's above mistakes. There's no society that can be completely, you know. A friend of mine, Chine, one of my very good friends, sent me a quote today by, was it by Nietzsche? Yeah, I think. That a society cannot, a person that thinks logically all the time is like a blade that is all, is like a knife that is all blade. Even the handle is a blade. So if it will cut you. If you are like that all the time, you're hard all the time, you will hurt yourself. You know, you need to be emotional, you have to be logical, you have to find a blend. You know, so I can understand if somebody does something that doesn't hurt anybody else. You know, maybe you are hurting yourself. Maybe they caught his daughter doing drugs or him doing drugs, or, you know, things like that. Maybe he drove rough, accident, he didn't plan to hurt somebody, he didn't plan it. You know, I can understand accidents, mistakes. You did not, this was planned, premeditated. And how we can say somebody should get away with something that he planned and premeditated and was caught doing it is beyond me. It's not that he made a mistake. This is not a mistake. This is not an accident. You know. So anyway, this is how Nigerians are. You know, these are because he's rich. That's just it. Because he's rich, he has dashed many of them money, dashed some people car. Some people have made millions, billions through him off the Nigerian people. Contracts that are supposed to, they don't execute, that they're supposed to have sent them to jail, that he has used his power as Senate president to block, to do this. So I can understand that they too want to maybe help him do the same. But as ancestors will have it, where he has gone to commit, they don't, when they hear sorry there, especially when you're a black man. This is how we African people should see. Even Ekeremadu that is Senate, they don't send down. Black man is black man there. They don't go commit for when they really forgive black man. But because trust me guys, now let us not act as if Europeans, if this man was white, will not find some way to let him off the hook. You understand? European politicians, look at Prince Andrew right now.
Yeah, for the Epstein
Exactly,
case.
the whole Epstein, everybody that's in that case, they've swept it under the carpet. Europeans do this for themselves. But we, because Europeans do it, you know, people always make that, like when they were going to lock up Bill Cosby. But saying, what about Roman Polanski? Where Europeans will protect their own. They didn't lock up because Europeans would protect their own rapists. Doesn't mean we as Africans should copy that. We are not the ones that will protect our rapists. We are the ones that will make sure that they face the crime, face the time for the crime that they have committed. Because Europeans protect their own evil people. Oh, Africans do not. No. Is it everything you must copy from them by force? You understand? Even you can blatantly see that what you're doing is wrong. I'll give you an example. Emily DuPont, you know, the owner of the DuPont chemical Her grandson, his name is Richard something. I've forgotten his last name. But her grandson was raping his children. I'm not kidding. His wife. So I just want you to know that these Europeans do this all the time. So this is in America now.
Wow.
You can Google this story. DuPont family rape. You see, it's on Google. It's a big story in America. Was raping his children. Then his wife found out. She tried to report him to the police. The police brought up all these excuses. Oh, wife cannot make case against the husband. Children were being raped. So this woman, ancestors bless her, she left the billions. She quit the word marriage. She divorced this man. They say he cannot protect her children because she's married to him. She divorced him so she can make this case. After dragging, she was able to bring a case against him to take her kids away from this abuse and trauma. They dragged the case in court, and then this man was now found guilty of raping his 3-year-old daughter and 5-year-old son. I'm telling you, really, really disgusting individual. This is a terrible, that should just be. After they found this man guilty, the judge said, okay, the jury has found him guilty. It's judge's job to now sentence. The judge said he cannot sentence this man to jail because the man will not do well in prison. I'm telling you, it's there that he can't, even though he's guilty, he can't send him to jail because the word he used was he will not fare well in prison. Who fares well in prison?
What about the children?
I don't know. But who fares well in prison? This is what I want to say. The excuse is what is killing me. The man will not fare well in prison. Who fares well in prison? Who goes to prison and just thrives? Like, ooh. I mean, the thing is still confusing. So I'm sure it's things like that the Obasanjo have seen. So they think that I'm billionaire too, like Emily Dupont is billionaire. These are my people, they are my friends. We've sold our country to them, we've marginalized our people for them, we've masked up our culture for them. Oh yeah, now let's write letter. Come on, can move away from here. I don't want to say the word, but you know, the N word. We're on the radio. I cannot say.
No, please.
I cannot say the N word, but that's what they asked. I'm sure that's what they say when they read Obasanjo's letter. This N word. N-word, please. Throw that man in jail. So let me use British accent. Throw that man in jail.
All right. Now, if you're listening, you want to join the conversation, please kindly do so. You can join us via Twitter. On Twitter, you can send us a tweet. Our handle is at Lagos Talks 913. Please use the hashtag the people's perspective. Right now, if you want to join us via WhatsApp as well, you want to speak on any of these topics, perhaps you agree, you want to shed more light, or even if you disagree, let us know. You can send us a message via WhatsApp. Here is the WhatsApp line: 0809 234 5913. You can also send us you can also call us, I beg your pardon, on 0809 222 0913 0809 234 5913, or the women only line for the ladies 0809 191 3913. Now,
how about the fine boys and fine girls line? We should also have that line.
Oh, all the lines are fine boys and fine girls. There's the fine girl. Okay, for the
fine
handsome
boys
man.
And fine girls
okay,
line.
if you're a handsome man, here's the number to call: 0809 222 0913. Lagos Talks, good morning.
Hello, good morning. My name is Ola Goke.
Hi, Ola. How are you? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Lagos Island right now.
All right, Seun is here as well.
Hello, my brother. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I actually heard about your program, I think, like 4 days ago, and I just told myself I have to listen to it.
Oh.
In as much as it's shown that it's coming, I have to listen to it, and I will keep listening to it every day.
Ooh.
Thank you very much. Ring the bell.
Really, we Africans, we really sold ourselves, and our leaders feel that they can take us for a ride. They're in the office, and whatever they want, whatever they decide they can do. But it's very nice that Nemesis is catching up with most of them. Let them keep on doing it. If we cannot put them in jail in our own country, I think others will do that for us. And it's time we begin to wake up and realize It can never be like this forever. Change will come. Real change will come. It's not this change that they promised us and they are shortchanging us. The real change will come when it's time. They should expect it. Thank you so much. I really like being on this program.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much as well. Here, I have to please call back if you are trying to call in on WhatsApp. Now, Seun, okay, so very quickly, we'll take this call and then we'll move on to the next topic. Lagos Talks, good morning. Please turn your radio off, please.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm Mr. Fred from Yaba.
All right, Mr. Fred, let's hear you. Join the conversation.
I like the way Seun used to talk on this channel, and I've been listening to him all the time. But the problem is that, I've been talking about how we can find a solution to Nigerian problem. Many people used to talk about what is happening, but they have never talked about the solution to a problem. I've been saying this thing, that if we are able to have parliament that will just go for one tenure of office, 5 years, one single tenure, starting from the president, the governor, the senators, the reps, and the House of Assembly to the councillor, one single tenure of 5 years, you will see that everything will be rotating because you know that if you do bad in your own tenure, maybe the other zone that you did bad for, they are the one that is going to produce another senator. But this time around, you will see that senator, they used to stay in the house, and even some of them used to die there. Look at what is happening to this Ekerimadu now. They said because he has been sentenced in Britain now, they said he cannot relinquish his position in the Senate. Is it benefiting us or for who?
All right.
Some of his, yes.
All right,
Mr.
Alfred. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Fred. I might have to let you go. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now, Seun, there's something quite interesting here that I want us to talk about. Have you heard of hardship allowance?
I've heard of hardship allowance.
Like, can you pay yourself or pay someone? Perhaps if you've worked so hard, you've served so well, you deserve to be compensated for all of that hardship. Have you heard about it?
Me, I want to join the list of people that they will give the money. It's not government that wants to give us money.
Now, this is meant for the president and vice president and state governors and their deputies. They've been
collecting this one since now.
Yeah, they've been collecting this.
I thought it's one that they are proposing that they want to start giving the citizens.
No, the citizens. I mean, we've heard of 10,000 naira paid to over 1.6. Not even that. They want to start
arranging for us to collect
to set up a welfare system.
I think that's the one that I heard. I want to apply. I thought that's what you're talking about. Don't mind all these poor rich people that will have everything and still. I don't understand. I keep telling everybody that at some point we realize that all these people are just wicked. I don't know how much they need. I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, for serving so much, that being a leader sometimes would leave you feeling flushed, tired, frustrated. So perhaps these people need something, bless you, they need something to just cushion the effect of hardship in their lives.
I believe, I'm not arguing with you, P. See, all these guys, who is suffering more than Buhari? Who? Wake up in the morning, your budget is 3 million a day. Do you know the stress it takes to eat 3 million? Do you know the difficulty to eat and consume 3 million just for food every day and stay slim like that? No, you are trying here to tell us that there is no hardship. Paula, please respect yourself.
There's hardship. Lagos Talks.
Respect yourself.
I'm sorry about that. Lagos Talks. Lagos Talks. Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Mofosu.
Okay. All right, John. You can join the conversation. Seun is here as well.
Yeah.
morning, sir.
Good morning, my brother.
Yes, sir. I really enjoy your music and your analysis. The way you make us to understand the Nigeria, I really appreciate you for your effort, and God bless you.
Oh, thank you, brother. Thank you.
Yes, sir. To this hardship matter, you are lying. You na no dey suffer pass for this Nigeria. I wish if na me dey dey do to me. I no dey suffer pass because from morning to night, clearing work where I dey do, I dey sit down and talk machine from morning to night. I dey sweat. I dey use my hand to rub the sweat to continue the plan without pushing, without even really single part. So am I not the one suffering more than them that is waiting for this country? So that serious that I said before the last one. So when Nigeria woke up, they will know that things has come. And people are hope for that day, and I pray for that day that one prominent somebody will lead the masses and we will wake up and we will walk to them and we will let them know that we are the Nigerian, that it's not them. So I pray God bless Nigeria and God bless that day that will come.
All right. Thank you so much for that. Here we have someone on WhatsApp who says, good morning, Paula and Seun. The summary of the discussion is that our politicians see us as commodities that should be used for their interest alone. Minister of Labour Don Belleful, former Deputy President to Don Belleful, but the poor young Nigerian man should be used not as a person picking a bee. The truth is, if you don't get money, hide your face for Nigeria. So this person also says, Seun, abeg, what is the value of a Nigerian life?
That's something me too have been trying to find out too. That's something I've been trying to find out for a while. But I think it boils down to the value of everybody's life. Basically, boils down to who needs you, who needs to use you, because that's what is happening. You know, I'm telling you. I mean, as long as you are available to be thingified, to be used to benefit a certain agenda, a certain they want to keep you around. That's your value. You know, you have no innate value as a human being to this society. I don't see.
Are you sure, Seun? That's quite a heavy one.
But it's true. I mean, I've not seen it.
All right. Lagos Talks. Good morning. Hello. All right, there must have been a mistake. So, Seun, very quickly, we heard, we've been talking about poverty and inflation in Nigeria. Now, the Minister of Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, said in the 8 years that he spent as a minister in this present administration that his target was improving the lives and living conditions of Nigerians and drastically reducing multidimensional poverty. Now, he said that he achieved this by, ensuring that he completed long neglected projects such as the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, Kaduna-Abuja Kano Road. And he also mentioned that his ministry was able to employ 412,000, almost 413,000 Nigerians to work in his ministry, which is the Ministry of Works and Housing. So according to him, he scored himself highly when he was asked, as regards his performance. But what do you think about this? Job creation is a great thing.
I mean, there were journalists dead, when he was saying all these things.
Yeah.
And this is what I say about Nigerian professionals, he knew that if he said those things, he would get away with it, And that would be the headline. There will be nobody to counter him there. No journalist will be brave enough, to stand up to him, His job is to create affordable housing and functioning public amenities and facilities on a federal level.
And I'm sorry, just to cut in. So I saw a report saying that the lowest home ownership rate was in Nigeria, and it was put at 25%, as opposed to countries like South Africa that had as high as 75%, Indonesia 84%. Nigeria, in terms of home ownership, not just tenancy, owners of home, the rate is 25%.
Even the tenancy, what is the percent?
Oh, wow.
In people living in conducive, how many people are living in conducive areas, sanitized environments, in places that meet the United Nations standards of living? Not a lot of places, not a lot of people. I mean, who can afford rent in Lekki, in Ikoyi, in Ikeja? Rent is going through the roof. Most people, in fact, everybody in my band lives outside Lagos,
Wow.
So, I mean, I know for a fact that whatever these people are saying, I'm telling you, they just talk from the. If you look at the numbers now, if we go and investigate these 413,000 jobs, how many of them are permanent jobs? How many of them are laborers to build the road? They were just employed for some time, and then after the road is complete, they are just there looking, no job. How many of these jobs? How much were they paying the people? How many of these jobs actually gave people has a career path? So, I mean, I'm 413,000 employed people over 8 years. It's a drop.
It is.
It's not even up to a drop, in the unemployment crisis that we are facing.
Currently, youths are believed to be as high as 42.5% of youths are unemployed, no work.
That is even a lie. I think many of them that are called employed are self-employed. And many of the so-called self-employed ones are doing the gig economy, Uber drivers, Gokada drivers. And there's no career in this thing. I always say to people, whatever you don't wish upon your child,
don't do it.
No, I'm not saying don't do it. Stop advocating for it as some kind of job in society. Don't even come and say, hey, fight for Okada rider. I mean, why am I fighting for a man to stay in poverty? Do I want my child do I want Adara to grow up one day and tell me, Daddy, I want to ride Okada? Would I be happy? I mean, so what are we fighting for people to ride Okada for? One should be fighting for the improvement of their life, so they do not have to ride Okada and tricycles and all these jobs people do. Gate man, black people standing, opening gate for someone, closing gate. I mean, that's your life job. I mean, the fact that we allow people to exist in that manner, shows that we don't really understand what society means. We really don't understand what society means. What it means to be a part of something, what it means to be a community. We don't get it yet. So that's why I keep saying these rich people can come on this radio, on TV, and say whatever they like. I keep saying they'll say whatever they like. The journalists will just be there nodding head like lizard. That's all. Nodding head like lizard, even though whatever they are saying is going against the reality that even the persons I'm telling you, it can be sitting down there now. NEPA will take lights while he's saying that they improve lights, and the lights will go bah, generator will pick up. Nobody there will say, but what happened just now? They will just continue as if they too did not see that.
Something happened.
That's why I tell people, I say a lot of people read 1984 and commend George Orwell, for predicting the future. But George Orwell's 1984, if you read it and really look at the reality, I believe that the West like to praise him because he's anti-socialist. He's a real critic. If you read his book, the popular one, Animal Farm, was a critic of socialism, which was false anyway, because what he was writing in Animal... Let's not go into that. But let's go into that. What he was writing in Animal Farm was actually state capitalism, not socialism, but that's another argument for another day. But he also wrote 1984, which people always praise also. But that is not true, because he leaves away a big part of what is our future today, which is our conditioning and our programming. Another author, what's his name? Oh, I cannot. Aldous Huxley. He wrote a book called A Brave New World. And that, for me, is an accurate prediction of the future that we have come into. That we are not forced like George Orwell or monitored and made afraid to. No. By subtle and very efficient conditioning and programming, we are made to self-censor ourselves. We are made to self-check ourselves on behalf of the system. People know what not to say. People know how to behave in front of the powerful people. People by themselves control themselves. The powerful don't have to tell you, don't insult me. You know
not to.
People by themselves want not to. Because of the conditioning. Many people in this world today buy many things they don't even need. Why? Because of the programming, the conditioning. You have been conditioned to believe that without these things, you are less. Without these things, you are not up to. So it is the programming and the conditioning that really controls society today. And, the levers of these things are in the hands of the rich. That's why these politicians, I'm telling you, any rich person in Nigeria can say anything they like in front of any audience, and everybody will just either clap or do as if they did not hear.
So you feel like when it comes to accountability, we're not playing our part, Nigerians, citizens?
Not at all. We don't care what anybody has done. As long as the person has money, we will follow.
Wow.
We will follow the person.
But then, sometimes these people might want to work. Like today, I listened to Coyote on the early edition, I beg your pardon. And he said that maybe the president wants to work. But what about those, from the federal government, the center, he delegates it to the governors, who then delegate it to the grassroots, the local government area. So what if perhaps the president means well, but then the others from the center and the grassroots are not cooperating? It might come off as frustrating.
The president means well about anything.
He'll see to it.
He'll see to it that it is done. You see the way he locked Dasuki up in jail. Look at Dasuki. You know how many courts have released that man? All the Nigerian courts have released him. ECOWAS court has ordered for his release. Buhari I'm sure he's going to monitor him in the cell. Is he in that cell? And you make sure he's there. Have you given him food today? Don't give him food this afternoon, huh? Dasuki. Stupid boy. Look him up. I'm just paraphrasing. I'm paraphrasing the president here, because Dasuki is in jail, So whatever they want done, look at his. I've never heard that his presidential jet has faults, or he got sick and couldn't go and treat himself. Like right now, I went to see dentists. Have you seen the houses these people live in, the cars they drive? When is their own life? Why is everything smooth? It's only in the life of the people that they're supposed to serve that there's always hiccup. They'll paint road, they'll do road, they can't put markings on the road. In 3 months, the road is destroyed. But the paved road that lead inside their compound, those interlocking stone that they have in the well made. It can be there 20 years, it's still there, all their walls are strong. So I don't really believe in this excuse that one person means well is one person they employ that is not. I don't really believe in all of that. I think that's part of the excuses that they give to the people, not to deliver on their promises.
So someone here says, I agree with Seun 100%. Our brains are conditioned and programmed to suffering and smiling. Do you ever see Nigerians awakening to, because I've heard this about Nigerians, that we suffer and smile, we cope, we move on. Do you ever see a Nigeria that perhaps the masses would wake up one day and be like, enough, we need to maximize?
The masses the people have risen up many times in Nigeria. Even in this present administration, we had the NSAS.
True.
That became something, was becoming something. But then, as usual, all the Nigerian professionals ganged up themselves, aligned with the oppressor as usual, and started calling the people hoodlums and touts and criminals. Oh, they are looting a store. I was so amazed at how Nigerians were hysterical about looting. You think we've never seen looting before. You think we are not being looted every day. You think this country is not being looted as we speak. In fact, the people doing the looting, the biggest looting, were the ones on TV and radio shouting that they will clamp down on these looters. I'm like, is this man going to arrest himself? What's this guy saying on TV? Are we clamping down on looters now? I was so happy and excited, But then I saw that it was people stealing TV, radio, bag of rice that they were shouting at. Not the people really still looting the nation dry, So, it is this lack of what is delaying change in Nigeria, really. Or let me not say change, development in Nigeria, is that the Nigerian professionals are not really aligned with the people. We basically want to use our talent to serve the oppressors instead of serving the people. But this is also because we've been conditioned, we've been programmed from a young age to believe that your talent is for you to earn a living. And we don't question this tenets. We don't question these ideas, earning a living. Why should I have to earn a living? Shouldn't I just be alive because I'm alive? Why do I have to earn my life after I'm already born? But we all go with it. Okay, so a doctor in Nigeria is not thinking like a doctor in Germany who has been conditioned that his talent as a healer is to heal his nation. So you walk into any German doctor's hospital, the nation is fixed in a way that he will accept you and treat you. He doesn't care whether you have money or not. But a Nigerian doctor, you watch you bleed to death in his lobby. If you don't have 3,000 naira to first buy his card, not even the medicine, buy a registration card. Let them know you're a human being in this hospital.
Seun, please,
So that's how it is.
Let's just take one or two calls very quickly. Lagos Talks, good morning. What's your name?
Good
Where
morning,
are you
Paula.
calling from?
Good morning, Paula. Good morning, Seun.
How you doing, brother?
Seun, this is Malik speaking.
Malik, how far?
I do. Paula,
Hi.
there's something Seun father said in the 80s. 49 sitting, 99 standing, suffering and smiling. How many are sitting now? How many are standing in Nigeria? If we are 200, 500 is sitting, the rest of them are standing. So, I will not blame the politicians. I blame we, the citizens. We are so docile and they understand us very well. Because we believe when we get our turn, we'll do worse than them. That is why everybody that comes to take over intends to steal more than the other person that was there before. Tell me, we're talking about Jonathan government of looting. Look at this government. They have stopped subsidy. They say they will not remove subsidy, but they want to still borrow the money. To do what again?
No, they say subsidy is back. Subsidy is back.
No, you don't understand. They said they were going to remove subsidy before. Do you understand me? By June. But now they say they are not going to remove it again. But now the money they say what they want to give, the loan they want to collect 800 million what? That they don't remove it. So why are they going to borrow the money again? You can see how they looked at us that will be kalo. Into what they do, nothing will happen. So that they are going to go anyhow.
No, they go share. Once they share, they go share. Give our influencers to influence us to look our face.
You know, the news of people show me that they start to catch about them. I not see them again. So look at the Minister of Works. Look at the bridge going to the airport. That had issue one time. They said they wanted to rebuild the bridge. What did they do? They just created pen down, do small job for paper. They rebuild new bridge. This country, now tackle the warriors. Thank you.
Thank you. Wow. Lagos Talks, good morning. Oh, good afternoon. What's your name? Yes.
For the people.
All right. Okay, so we have to round up very quickly.
Okay, very quickly. So, in stage one of this country, I think they've given it to China. Getting out to China, they're still going. So that's what I said. And then to say that at the top, there's not much to say. You know the entire way they talk. Okay, so just ask them. The only thing we get as to be just
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ebuka. Thank you for that show. Thank you for always making this, blissful show, for always enlightening us. So before you go, any last words, and perhaps for those who might want to reach out to you right after the show, how can they possibly do this?
Yeah, my handle is Big Bird Kuti on Instagram, Seun Adekolabo Kuti on Facebook, real Seun Kuti on Twitter. So yeah, you can hit me up on all these handles. And have a lovely weekend, everybody.